How not to get your speedometer calibrated. Hi, I'm Andrew Flushy. I'm your Virginia traffic and misdemeanor attorney. You'd be surprised how many times people come into court with what they claim to be documentation about their speedometer being off, and the judge looks at it and says, I can't tell what this says. This doesn't actually say anything about what your speedometer was doing. What happens quite often is people go take their vehicle to their regular mechanic, and their regular mechanic does some tinkering around and charges them a couple $100s and gives them a receipt that says that the speed sensor was replaced. Or in the best case scenario like this is the mechanic will give them a little report that says speedometer was off 2 miles an hour, speed sensor replaced, something like that. And the judges typically, at least in the Fredericksburg area, don't give you much, if any, credit for that. I saw a case just like this the other day in Spotsylvania County where I was representing reckless driving clients. The defendant walked up with some documentation and said, Judge, my speedometer was off, I had it fixed, and he presented a receipt from the mechanic. And the judge, before he even saw it, the judge said, let me guess, a speed sensor. And sure enough, it was a speed sensor replacement. And the judge explained to the defendant that there's no way for the court to know what the speedometer was doing on the day in question. This is not the correct approach for a speedometer calibration. Please do not take your vehicle to your regular mechanic unless they know what they're doing and know how to actually do a calibration of your speedometer. I have other videos that explain how that's done. Please stay tuned to the very end and you'll have a link to those videos where you can learn how an actual speedometer calibration is done, what kind of machine is used, what the form should look like, similar to anyway, in Virginia. We need an actual chart that shows the actual discrepancy of your speedometer reading versus your actual vehicle speed. That's how to do a calibration. A speed sensor replacement receipt is not going to help us. We need an actual calibration, and check out my other videos to learn more about how that works.